Today, we're diving into the top 10 Viking movies and series you absolutely can't miss. Packed with brutal battles, legendary warriors, and epic journeys. From revenge tales to historic sagas, this countdown has it all. Let's jump in and explore these unforgettable stories. Coming in at number 10, The Last King. The story is set in a Norway ravaged by brutal civil war, where loyalties are shattered and the very fabric of the kingdom is under siege. In the midst of this chaos, the illegitimate infant heir to the throne is hidden in deep secret, a boy whom half the realm is determined to see dead. The narrative follows the desperate flight of the two men entrusted with the child's life, who must navigate a treacherous landscape filled with ruthless enemies to protect him at all costs, an escape that would ultimately change the course of Norwegian history forever. Coming in at number 9, How to Train Your Dragon. The story is set in the rugged Viking village of Berk, where fighting dragons is a way of life, and follows a clever but scrawny young teenager named Hiccup, who is an embarrassment to his father, the mighty chieftain Stoic the Vast. Desperate to prove himself as a dragon slayer, Hiccup manages to shoot down the most feared and elusive dragon of them all, a night fury, but finds he cannot bring himself to kill it. Instead, he secretly befriends the injured creature, naming him Toothless, and their unlikely friendship opens his eyes to a profound truth that challenges everything his people believe about their sworn enemies. Coming in at number 8, Beowulf. The story follows the legendary Swedish warrior Beowulf, who travels to the kingdom of Denmark with his loyal friend Wiglaf to answer the desperate pleas of King Hrothgar. Hrothgar's great mead hall is under savage attack from a hideously deformed and powerful troll-like creature named Grendel, who cannot be harmed by conventional weapons. After a ferocious battle, Beowulf successfully mortally wounds Grendel, but this act of heroism draws the wrath of a far more cunning and dangerous foe, the creature's seductive mother, who lures the hero into a dark bargain with consequences that will haunt him for the rest of his days. Coming in at number 7, Outlander. The story follows Claire Randall, a former combat nurse celebrating the end of World War II with a second honeymoon to Scotland, before reuniting with her husband Frank. While exploring a circle of ancient standing stones on the hill of Cranadun, she is mysteriously transported back in time to the year 1743, a world torn by the escalating conflict between Highland clans and the British Crown. Thrust into a life of danger and political intrigue, she finds herself torn between her deep love for the husband she left behind in the future and her growing, complicated feelings for a young Scottish warrior named Jamie Fraser, whom she is forced to marry for her own protection. Coming in at number 6, Norsemen. The story revolves around the daily lives of a group of Vikings residing in the village of Norheim around the year 790 AD, presenting their world with a sharp comedic twist. Rather than focusing solely on epic raids, the narrative finds humor in the mundane struggles and social dynamics of its characters. From the power plays of chieftain Olav, to the efforts of a Roman slave named Rufus, to modernize the settlement's culture, their existence is further complicated by escalating disputes with rival villages, including one led by the ruthless Jarl Varg, resulting in a series of ongoing conflicts and absurd dramas.
Coming in at number 5, Vinland Saga. The story follows Thorfinn, a young Icelandic boy whose life is shattered when he witnesses the murder of his father, a legendary warrior who chose peace over battle. Consumed by vengeance, Thorfinn abandons his home to serve the very band of mercenaries responsible for the deed. Led by the cunning and charismatic Askeladd, his sole purpose is to earn the right to kill his father's murderer in a duel. But as he endures the brutal realities of war and servitude, his understanding of honor, strength, and the true meaning of his father's dream to find a paradise called Vinland slowly begins to evolve. Coming in at number 4, Vikings Valhalla. The story is set over 100 years after the original Vikings saga, chronicling the legendary adventures of the most famous Norseman of the 11th century, the explorer Leif Erikson, his fiercely independent sister Freydis Eriksdottir, and the ambitious Nordic prince Harald Sigurdsson. Their epic journey unfolds as tensions between Vikings and English royals reach a bloody breaking point, and a deep internal conflict between Christian converts and traditional pagan believers threatens to tear their own society apart. The three heroes must traverse oceans and battlefields from Kattegat to England and beyond, fighting for survival and glory. Coming in at number 3, The Last Kingdom. The story is set in the year 872, when many of the separate kingdoms of what we now know as England have fallen to invading Danish forces, leaving the great kingdom of Wessex standing alone and defiant under King Alfred. Against this turbulent backdrop, the saga follows Uhtred, the son of a Saxon nobleman who is captured and raised by the Danes as one of their own. Forced to navigate a dangerous path between the country of his birth and the people of his upbringing, his loyalties are constantly tested as he embarks on a lifelong quest to reclaim his stolen ancestral lands. Coming in at number 2, the Northmen. The story follows Prince Amleth, who witnesses the brutal murder of his father, King Orvandil, at the hands of his treacherous uncle Fjolnir. After narrowly escaping with his life, Amleth is forced into exile, growing into a hulking berserker consumed by a singular burning promise to avenge his father and save his mother. Years later, he seizes an opportunity to infiltrate his uncle's remote Icelandic farmstead by posing as a slave, setting the stage for a bloody and mystical confrontation steeped in Norse legend and the harsh realities of fate. Coming in at number 1, Vikings. The story follows Ragnar Lothbrok, a restless Viking farmer and warrior who dreams of exploring and raiding the wealthy lands across the uncharted Western Ocean. Defying the authority of his local chieftain, he teams up with his inventive friend Floki to build a new generation of ships capable of braving the treacherous northern seas. The tale also weaves a complex tapestry of family loyalty and betrayal, focusing on Ragnar's fierce shield maiden wife Lagertha, his jealous brother Rollo, and the captured Christian monk Athelstan, whose faith clashes dramatically with the Vikings' pagan traditions. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the content, be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment with your thoughts, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an update.